Justice League trailer has finally dropped. I would have done a reaction video and breakdown of the trailer yesterday, but I did one for Robert Pattinson's Batman 2021 film. So if you're interested in seeing that trailer breakdown and reaction for Robert Pattinson's Batman, go check out the link in the description below. Also like and subscribe to Quarantine This to keep up to date with our weekly videos on reviews and original documentaries and analysis of movies and series. But right now, let's just delve straight into the Justice League trailer breakdown and reaction. So straight off, we're in with Diana actually doing her job, looking at the 3 mother boxes and a picture of Darkseid. What I like about this is that it instantly puts you in there, shows Diana doing her job, and if you look at her face, she is worried. She knows what it is, she can read those words, she sees him coming, and remember, she's just fought and killed a god already, and now she knows that this is coming. Really putting in Diana's character, not just the character of Wonder Woman, but Diana herself. Really good. I love it when they actually focus on that part of the characters like Bruce Wayne or Clark Kent rather than their heroes. And of course, here is Darkseid looking kick-ass. That is the best Darkseid I've ever seen him. And Superman's obviously going to be back in it. We know that. Justice League. I mean, look at all this. Look at that destruction. That going back to the dream bit from Justice League, Batman versus Superman. And again, we have Diana Troy in her doing her actual archaeology job. We have extra bits with Batman, and you know that Ben Affleck is going to be hench for this film and not the terrible, awful version of this that Warner Brothers decided to release. What were Warner Brothers thinking? I mean, look at all this. All this was shot before Joss Whedon did his version of it. I mean, we didn't even get that. He's in his black Superman suit. Everybody knew the black Superman suit was coming, but they got rid of it. Extra bits with the Flash, which might actually round him out, showing Iris West as well. Cars exploding. I mean, none of this was in that awful film that Warner Brothers decided to release. I mean, you've even got extra robot boy stuff. I forget his name. Cyborg. You've got extra Cyborg stuff. You've got extra Lois Lane stuff. You've got extra Aquaman stuff. You've got Heard in probably one of her last cinematic appearances. You've got them attacking. That is... I can't remember his right-hand man's name at the moment. But so much better than the one that, again, they released to the cinemas. I mean, even this is a better backstory. They basically redid the whole film when they asked Joss Whedon to helm it because they didn't like this. I mean, look at that. So much better than the awful piece of shit. And there's only 3 of them fighting. Not all of them. Not Flash, not Batman, not Superman. Superman's black, attacking some of them. Like I say, Ben Affleck's going to be hench for this one because he was hench for the last one. And when they did Justice League, the terrible one they released, he had gotten fat because he'd stopped having to work out. The film was done as far as all these actors were concerned. I mean, look at all the extra detail they already shot, already filmed. The color palette is back. That is amazing. That really adds something to it. I so want to see where they're going with it all, how they're going to put it all together. I mean, this is going to be something really interesting because you've got the dream sequence from Batman versus Superman to fill in. You've got that weird guy that went from a teleport bit to warn Bruce Wayne as well. That's got to be filled in. There's so much from Batman versus Superman that has to be filled in and done that they didn't get round to doing with the one they released. And I don't blame Joss Whedon for it at all. I do kind of blame Joss Whedon for making the same mistake because he got out of doing films with Age of Ultron, Marvel's Avengers second film, because he hated the experience of doing it. They whacked too much in, they wanted him to do too much, and he couldn't do the movie or film he wanted to do. And literally after he did Age of Ultron, he got rid of every project he was working on. And then he did it again, came in, redid the whole thing as if it was a Star Wars movie coming out. And I'm just so glad that they didn't do what Star Wars did and basically literally delete the whole movie and everything they had filmed. HBO have given Zack Snyder extra money, a couple of million, I think, to actually finish off his vision that he started doing. We all know it's coming out in 4 different parts, or 4 or 5 different parts, all about 45 minutes long. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 maybe parts or so that they've got. And it would have been fine to release the 4-hour movie in cinemas. We would have gone and seen it. It wouldn't have been a loss. It would have been brilliant. Other 3 to 4 hour movies have been made. Scarface, Godfather, Gone with the Wind, Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit. Were Warner Brothers just shoving their head up their arse and not bothering to look at any of this that was going on around? Did they think that, oh no, we can only do it in like an hour and a half? You know what? In fact, rather than Joss Whedon, they should have just hired the 2 dickheads that did the Game of Thrones, because they rogered that up a bloody good un. And they would have rogered up Justice League just as much, but probably not spent as much money as Joss Whedon did. I don't know what Warner Brothers were thinking when they looked at this trailer and the teaser and just went, no, we don't want any Diana, we don't want any Bruce Wayne, we don't want any of Flash, we don't want any Cyborg, we don't want any backstory, we don't want characters being filled out, we don't want good story arcs, we don't want good dialogue, we don't want good CGI, we don't want a good theme, we don't want a good tone, we don't want a good colouring, we don't want a good mise-en-scène, we want none of that. We'd rather have an amalgamation of a big pile of dinosaur shite and Frankenstein's leftover remains after his monsters already eaten them and shat them out, and we'll squash that together and we'll release that in the cinema instead of what is clearly going to be the television series of the last 20 years. You know HBO Max are going to get loads of people signing up, watching it. It's going to be one of the highest rated series and probably the most viewed or watched series next year. What were Warner Brothers thinking? Unless, of course, they're conniving little gits and they somehow figured that if they got Joss Whedon in to do one for the cinema, they could then release another one for TV and make double the money. But I severely doubt it, because they have no idea what they were doing when it came to this film or Batman vs Superman. You know Zack Snyder had a better directing idea for that. Why did they get rid of Superman 2? There was supposed to be a Superman in between Man of Steel and Batman vs Superman, but they decided to scrap that idea because of the reception that Man of Steel got. I didn't mind Man of Steel. Most of the fans didn't mind Man of Steel. Most of the critics didn't mind Man of Steel. And the amount that they got back at the box office showed that people did like Man of Steel. And they should have done a second one. Yes, Man of Steel wasn't the best refined or the best scripted. It was a little bit too quick. It didn't drag it out as long as it should have. It didn't have certain scenes in it which would have filled in certain gaps and helped you know that a lot more time has gone by, that a lot more things have happened in the background. In Man of Steel, there's a bit where Lois Lane gets thrown out of the Daily Planet for a couple of months, but in the very next scene, she's right back at work. Meaning about 1 or 2 months have gone past, but they don't bother with any extra scenes to fill it out. Now, I'm not going to blame Christopher Nolan's brother or Christopher Nolan for the Man of Steel script or the directing. I'm going to blame Warner Brothers again, because they probably screwed that over like they did Justice League. But so happy, so grateful that they have decided to actually release the proper Zack Snyder cut, and this is going to kick ass. You know it's going to be brilliant when it comes out. Let us know what you think about the Zack Snyder cut and what you thought of the Justice League that they released in the cinema in the comments section below. Hit that like button if you enjoyed watching this video, and thank you very much for watching and checking it out. Remember to hit subscribe and that bell to keep up to date with our weekly videos. And until next time, you take care and bye for now.